When I started talking to people about cash, the first they would go, well, it's not convenient or, what, but and they would start to think about it. And then it could take as much as a year or two, but they would really turn around because they started to realize, oh, I don't want to be controlled. And if I keep cash alive, it's going to be harder to control me. And suddenly, so you had to plant these seeds, but they could really mature in time. Were you seeing that?
Yes, I felt like I was planting a lot of those initial seeds
Right.
and talking about the digital control grid. And because I'm from Silicon Valley, because I've built a lot of this technology and I really understand it, people tend to take me a little more seriously about the control grid part of it. But I still feel like I'm planting a seed. They need to hear it over and over and over, which was why my goal on this from the beginning was to get people talking about cash in the newspaper, cash on the nightly news. The more they hear the word cash, the more it sort of sinks into their brains and they think about it. I think the control grid element, it takes a few seeds and waterings of those seeds to get people to understand that. And I'm not 100% sure in South Dakota, that could take a while to get those to grow, like you said, years. I started by the by the end, I had the same issue where people would say, "Well, it's so inconvenient. It's more convenient to just use my credit card and I get miles or I get cash back on my credit card." And I finally just started being a real jerk about that. And I just said, "You know what? If I can just talk about some of the statistics quick, I'll explain what I tell them." So I looked at some statistics from the Federal Reserve, and it showed us that in 2022, about 18% of all payments are made with cash. Okay, 18% of all payments are cash payments in 2022. And then on the Federal Reserve website as well, in 2023, if you look at the credit card, they have a table about who has a credit card and who doesn't. And you'll find that low income families, families with less than $25,000 a year in income, 54% of them don't have a credit card. Okay, so a lot of low income families don't have a credit card, which kind of makes sense. And the overall, a lot of people, if you look at the same table, a lot of young people don't have a credit card, which makes sense. And many of the people without a credit card, 30% of Blacks don't have a credit card, 26% of Hispanics don't have a credit card, and 31% of people with a disability don't have a credit card. So the overall percentage of people without a credit card are 18%. So let's think about this. 18% of all payments are made with cash, and 18% of people don't have a credit card. So the people that are using cash are the ones without a credit card. Now, who are the people without a credit card? I just said they're low income people, young people, Black and Hispanic people, and people with a disability. So that the low income minorities with disabilities are keeping our freedom alive.
Right.
Not us, but the people that are low income with disabilities and our minorities, they're keeping our freedom alive because they're the 18% of people without a credit card who are using cash. So those of us with let me finish. So those of us with a credit card are using our credit cards. So every time you use your credit card and you're getting your miles and you're getting your cash back, who's paying for that? The low income minorities with a disability. So you're using your credit card so you can get your miles and your cash back. Meanwhile, you donate to a charity for low income people. Why don't y'all just use cash? And that's
Right.
your charity for low income people because they're the ones who are paying for your miles and your cash back. So let's stop preying off of low income people. And I know I'm kind of a jerk when I say that, but sometimes when I say that, they start to think, oh yeah, my vacation miles are being paid by low income minorities.